suatu mata kuliah tertentu. Dari tempat ini telah dihasilkan beberapa media pembelajaran yang berupa poster dan buku praktis petunjuk pembuatan dan penggunaan media pembelajaran berbasis IT. Ruang laboratorium sosiologi dibedakan menjadi dua bagian, yaitu laboratorium pembelajaran dan laboratorium kemasyarakatan. Laboratorium ini digunakan untuk mengerjakan berbagai macam tugas, pekerjaan, dan perkuliahan yang relevan dengan laboratorium. Laboratorium alam adalah laboratorium sosiologi yang real di masyarakat. Laboratorium alam ini sekaligus merupakan bagian dari laboratorium alam Fakultas Ilmu Sosial. Dalam hal ini, masyarakat desa menjadi laboratorium sosiologi.
Dear participants, before we start today's event, I would like to read some rules. Rules for participants of the summer course Editors, Faculty Social Science Universitas Negeri Malang 2021. 1. Summer course will start at 10 a.m. Indonesian Western Time or GMT +7. All the participants must join the Zoom meeting at least 30 minutes before the event starts. All participants during the summer course may open the camera if it's possible. And all participants in each session must fill out the attendance list, and it will be distributed at the end of the session through the chat box. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings to all of us. Welcome back to Editors Faculty Social Science Universitas Negeri Malang 2021 in day 2. Hello again, dear respected participants. Please do not get bored with me. I'm Prawinda Putri Anzari and I'm going to host you for today. We will have 2 courses for today. Yesterday, we already learned about sustainable environment to support tourism sustainability and also tourism, its impact on social, economic, and cultural. How are you, everybody? I see some of the participants already say hi through the chat box. Hello, Dr. Sherina Osman. Waalaikumsalam. Good morning also from Indonesia. Hello, Miss Sabrina. Oh, a lot of participants coming from University of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, right? Can one of the representatives from UniKL can unmute the mic and share some thoughts with me this morning? Anyone from UniKL? Mr. Inci Ahmad, can you unmute your microphone if it's possible?
Yes.
Hello.
There. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Yes, I'm doing fine today.
So you are from University Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, right?
Yes, I'm from University Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Okay. What is your hope after joining this summer course?
Yes, my hope after joining this summer course is I would like to see the increased level awareness among the tourism operator and also among students regarding the sustainable tourism activities. Those after all the information and knowledge that we gather during the summer course, we can share and contribute towards the community, spread the awareness.
Wow, it's so impressive, Mr. Enci Ahmad. I will give wait, where's my emoticon? I will give you yeah, this hand clapping emoticon. Clap clap. Mr. Enci Ahmad, have you visited Indonesia before?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay, we will wait for you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Enjoy today's session and for all of the participants, of course. Now, without any further ado, I see we already have around 65 participants. And oh yeah, I want to remind something. Do not forget to fill the attendance link from Google Form. So the committee will provide the attendance link in the chat box at the end of each session. Participants must actively participate in each session on Zoom. So at the end of the event, you can get an account and you can follow the asynchronous classes at some application like MOOC from the committee. All right, we are going to start the third session. The third session, we will talk about sustainable tourism development versus natural disasters. Despite the fact that tourism development in Indonesia is accelerating at an alarming rate, many tourist destinations are being threatened by natural disaster. Thus, it is critical to employ a comprehensive approach to disaster relief and management. People are not only exposed to its negative consequences, but they also benefit from the benefits and opportunities provided by physical, spiritual, and socio-cultural nature that arise as a result of the interaction between people and their environment. And the keynote course leader for this session is Mr. Syamsul Bahri, PhD. Good morning, Mr. Syamsul Bahri.
Hello, good morning, Pravinda.
Oh, why you have a different background Zoom?
Yes, because I want to show to them how the beautiful of our campus picture.
Oh
This
yeah,
one.
amazing. Yeah, that's one of our building. Yeah, one of the rectorate building in Universitas Negeri Malang.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I will introduce I will introduce a little bit about Mr. Syamsul Bahri. So, Mr. Syamsul Bahri, PhD, finished his doctoral studies in geography in Innsbruck University, Austria. And he teaches disaster management strategy through the fundamental of scientific geography study. And as a lecturer, he is responsible for the quality of teaching and learning in undergraduate and postgraduate study programs. So, Mr. Syamsul Bahri, this session is yours, and I will hand this session to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Pravinda. Hello, everybody. Good morning to participants from Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Asian countries. And then maybe good early mornings if there is from Europe, and maybe for another in Fiji. And for me itself, it's good afternoon. It is not morning for me because this is my lunch time actually. This is already 12:07 here, so it is already good afternoon. Okay, for today, this is day 2 for our summer course. I'm really happy to have you all here, and we have around 70 participants. So it means even it's decreased, but not totally decreased from day 1. And today is really special sessions for you. Why? Because in day 1, you have 2 speakers in its sections, and it will be the similar type in 3rd, 4th, and 5th day. But today, you will have only 1 speaker in its session, me and Dr. Rohit in the afternoon session. So don't be bored with me because you will be with me 2 hours and poor of you. Okay. In day ones, you already learned about the general sustainable tourism in Indonesia in generals, and another section is about the environmental supporting for sustainable and tourism. And in the afternoon sessions, you get the general theory about tourism itself and the conflict of socials when you develop the tourism destinations. And today we will have more specific case in the tourism developments, particularly with link with the natural disasters. As we know that, I don't know, but maybe in the case of in my country, in Indonesia, there is a lot of tourism destinations which engage with the natural disasters. Yeah, maybe you can share if you have, but before let me share to share the screens. I'm sorry, host. Is it possible for me to have permission to share my screen? Because I'm still not the co-host now. Okay, thank you. Where is my screen? Just wait a minute. Yes. Okay. So today I will share about, in the general theme is natural disaster and tourism developments. But in the specific themes, I will try to introduce to you the model called human volcano system models. This model is really in the disaster area actually, but in the final or in the end of this model, it can be used or input to create or to develop the sustainable tourisms in the volcanic disaster area in particular. So this is what I want to share to you today. Before, please, would you like to mention the tourism development destination in your country if you have that has a dangerous street? Please, you can go to your Zoom chat. I will share to you with the chat. This one. And please join with my Google Jamboard. Actually, I will stop my screens and I will try to share the Google Jamboard screen. Wait a second. So please join, and if you have some place in your country, the place is tourism destinations and it is linked or it is have a dangerous street, you can mention. But don't forget to write your names, your country, and the place itself. You can use the sticky note here. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the Google Jamboard, you can use the sticky note here. Write your names, where you come from, and what is the place with, and what kind of the dangerous street in that place. For examples, I read here, my name is Shamsul, I'm from Indonesia, and my place is Bromo. Sorry. For example, here, please join with me. I will wait you because we have 2 hours, so it is really long lectures today. Why is it up? Hello. Yes, please use the sticky note. Don't use the pen. use the sticky note, please. Now we have 7s here. Can you see my screen in the my Google Jamboard, but Pravinda, you can confirm to me. Did the screens appear with Google Jamboard in your Zoom? Yes. Okay.
Yes, yes, it's very clear.
Okay. Please mention, yeah, the destination tourisms or tourism destination in your country with have a dangerous trip. For example, me in Indonesia, in my study area here, I use Bromo, and it is tourism destination, but there is volcanic eruptions trip, for example. Ryan's Hibaya Taal Volcano in Takia, Philippines. Thank you, Ryan's. Yeah, Ryan Hibaya from Philippines. I really like Philippines. I visited the Philippines 2 times in 2017 and 2018. Yeah, I have a workshop there, and I stay for 1 week in Philippines. But yeah, but this is Taal Volcano is very far from the Manila, I think. Okay, it's only Ryan Hibaya which have the tourism destination within the country that have dangerous streets or hazard there. Okay, in Malaysia, Changi Tambu Rock Art Malaysia. What is that? Yes, please. That's good. Elia, Indonesia, Mount Bromo. That's good. Lian, recursion landslide in Banggoleo, Philippines. That's perfect. My name is Aisha. I'm from Malaysia. Distance is Cameroon, Highland, Malaysia. Street landslide. Okay, and then the other one, Sharina. Sarina means Dr. Sarina. This one. Lian, landslide in Becquil, Philippines. Amira, landslide. Landslide as well. Okay, Cameron, Highland set. I just want to map this one because this is one of our documentation, yeah, Mbak Praminda, and we will save this this board. Oh, sorry, what is happening? Oh, sorry, sorry. I'm sorry. Can you write again? Because I just click clear frame. How stupid I am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, Farah Malaysia, landslide. Okay, come on. Just come on. You can write again. I'm sorry. You know why I use this? Because I don't want to make you bored and sleep in the morning. Amira. Okay. Ryan, Taal, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. You can just arrange which one, then Balak bits, like soil erosions, a lot of landslides, Penang, coastal erosions. Okay. Yes. Just you can manage it. Okay. This is a good method, right, Pravinda, to kill the time.
I agree, Mr. Shamsul.
Okay. No, yeah, because we need some documentation actually to our course. Then from this we have the participants activity. Okay, Elia, Indonesia. Okay, Mbak Elia, Sharina, Fraser Hill, landslide. And then in Cebu, for unexpected gush of water. Wow. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I think I have how many years? A lot of. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. You can stop your Google Jambots and we will see this board together. So when we see this board, so our country is most similar because we not only have the beautiful place of tourism destinations, but we also have an hazard on the dangerous threat within the area. And what should we do to these situations? For these sections, first I will bring you to really learn a material about the disaster. I'm so sorry if you're not a disaster man or disaster girls or whatever, but I hope this is new for you. Then that means this course give you some new insight to develop the tourism destination linked to disasters. Okay, thank you very much. A lot of years. I will stop, yes, and I will save this point to the committee. Thank you very much. So I will read again. Mayan style as well area summer pattern with are prone to storm from Malaysia, Legion, Philippines, volcano in Baikan regions. Okay, thank you. I will stop the screen. Thank you very much. I will try to share my screen again. Okay. Yes. Now we have some informations that a lot of destination or tourism destination from the participant original country linked to the disasters. Then, I'm sorry. Then for these sections, I try to make it simple because usually this is 2 hours, not in one semester's lectures, but in 2 hours, I will share to you consists of 5 sections. Section 1 is about recent milestones, what I have did. So the information is really important for me. Section 2, research in Bromo volcano tourism destination, what I have did with my teams. Section 3, how me and how our research team developed these models from our field survey. Section 4, about the UFO model applications. From Bromo, we developed, then we applied to Morapi volcano in Central Java, Kelut volcano in East Java, Ijen volcano in East Java, and Agung volcano in Bali. So all this place is really famous tourism destination in Indonesia. You know Morapi, you know Kelut, you know Ijen, and of course you know Bali. Yeah, Agung volcano is really beautiful. You should visit there. And the section 5 is UFO model implications to enhance sustainable tourism developments. The section 1 is about research milestones. I write here the long and winding roads. Why? Because I'm a Beatles fan. I heard Beatles song since I maybe 3 years old. Yeah, because my father is musician and he always turn on the radio, and the Beatles song is every morning. So I took this songs. Why? Because my research is really in the long and winding roads. 16 years of the research journey. So I try to give the brief backgrounds of me and my research, what I have did. I start to research in disaster areas in 2005. I don't know, 2005 maybe all of you since in maybe in senior or in junior high school. I'm not sure because it will really diverse in the participants. Before in 2005 until 2010, me as a person who study disasters, I work mainly in the physical side. I did some mapping of the hazard. I did the calculation of the risks, the vulnerability, the capacity. It's really in the hazard area. But then during the journey in 2011, 2012, I realized that this is not enough. Why? Because the community development should engage when you facing the disaster in area. And this is not enough again. Why? Because in disaster area, there is a lot of people there. So there's a big question for me. Yeah, big question for me. Why these peoples still want to live there? I will bring you to our study area in section 2 in research in Bromo volcano. So this is the global distribution of the volcanic radiant in the world, and in the red triangular, this is the volcanoes itself. If you see this, Indonesia, Philippines, Japan, and another country with crossing by this red triangle is occupied a lot of volcanoes. So it's mean we have a lot of number of volcanoes. In the first sites, we have the volcano, but in another sites, we have a beautiful view. But Henny already shared with you the picture of the Bromo last time. Okay, this is maybe similar with the Philippines condition that we have a lot of volcano. Then, and this is the volcano in Indonesia. Most of the islands is habited by the volcano. So it's very challenging for us as a tourism destination country to face with this situation. Why? Because the volcano is active. Around 129 volcanoes is in active condition now. So it means there is a dangerous threat there. Okay. The question is, why do people still want to live near the volcano? Particularly in the active volcano. They know that it is dangerous. They know that it is still active, but why do people still want to live near the volcano? This is the basic questions for my research. I'm not do the research on how they live, but why do they live? This is the basic question. And to answer these questions, we did 3 phases of the research. First, we investigate the situations about the interaction between the humans and the volcano itself. And then the second one, we developed the models. And the third one, we applied this model to get the validations and to get the confirmation that this model is working or not. So how the investigations period to this research going on? First, as a geographer, yes, it's really important for me to bring the physical situation in the area as a basic understanding for me to do another activity. For example, if you want to develop some tourism destination, you should know the real physical situations. Yeah, you should know the real physical situation in the area. So that's why I did the research, this investigation in the physical environment in the first time. The second time, we not only study the physicals, but also we study on the socio-cultural context. How these peoples have an activity in the volcanic area. Yeah, I did interview with the peoples, with the local peoples. I did the focus group discussion with these peoples. I stay here maybe around 3 months. I stay in this area. Yeah, it's really tough for me at that time to stay with them and doing activity with my team. This is the Bromo volcano, the map in Indonesia. This is in East Java. And I just want to give you some informations. Bromo, as in the backgrounds of your virtual background here, have 200 years of volcanic eruption data from 1804 until 2012. So it's mean 200 years of Bromo volcanic eruptions. It's a lot of, or we have many eruptions, you know. So it's mean in the side we have really beautiful view of Bromo, but then we have this fact, this data. And this is the geomorphologic informations of Bromo. Don't want to share here because this really geographic terms. And I try to sketch on the correlation in Bromo. Yeah, there is a lot of mountain actually neighboring with Bromo. For example, we have Mount Batok, Bromo Volcano, Mount Kursi. We have at least 3. And then another one, we also map the village that really engage to Bromo. Why? Because this village is categorized as tourism village. So we will really interesting to know how they interact with the eruptions and how they can develop their livelihood through not only from the agriculture but also from the tourism side. We have Ranupane, we have Ngadas, Ngadirejo, Ngadisari, Wonokitri, Tosari, and Rininganom. We have a lot of villages here. And not only I map this interaction, but also I map the place of tourism. For example, we have temple here in 1 and 2, we have temples. And I map the source of the material, for example, asphalt, teprafall, mud flow, which really have impact within this area. So this figure hopefully can bring you some figures how the interaction between Bromo in the interaction with the surroundings. This is. And for your really what I can say, really get in touch with Bromo. Actually, if this summer course can be really not virtual, I will sure bring you to this area. Okay, this is physical evidence when Bromo erupted in 2010 and 2011 at the times. And this is the structural damage the Bromo produced at the times in 2011 and 6 January and also in 25 December 2010. How people deal with this eruption? You see in my figures, they did some coping and adaptation strategy. For example, when the eruption broke the pipe or water pipe, they fix it. And then when the eruptions or asphalts destructs the roof of their homes, they fix it. They fix together. You know, this is how amazing that local people in Bromo, we call Tenggeris, work together to face these disaster events. This is the key. Why? They can sustain to live with these eruptions. They still have feeling together, working together, facing together the disaster. It's called coping in the short term. In the long term, we call it adaptations. Next, how they deal. It is about solidarity and resilience. Usually, when the country or the area hit by the disaster, then the central government give some relief in the relief phase, or in Indonesia we call tanggap darurat. But in Bromo, the Tenggeris peoples, which the area do not impact by the disasters, they giving their relief to the people or the village which impacted with the disaster. So it's mean from Tenggeris people to Tenggeris people within the Bromo. It's really interesting, you know. They not wait the help from the government. If they have some things, they give to their family. Even it is not blood family relationship, but it is the relationship in the name of the Tenggeris. So this is the real figure, how they transfer the relief to their the other village which is impacted by the disasters. And another thing is about the Tenggeris cultures. You see this, how they still giving a prayer to the gods. Maybe this is in Hindus. Even the disaster is happened. This is really fair or really interesting when you go to Bromo in the Kasada time. Kasada time is when they did some these rituals. Yeah, a lot of tourists come to Bromo to see this. Yeah, this is me. Yeah, I and that time I'm not only the visitor, but I'm the committee. I help them to prepare this Kasada ceremony because I'm stay there. So that is what happened. The tourism's links to the dangerous place. It's really, really interesting in Bromo. Yeah, they really believe. Yeah, I did some survey. I asked students, and I have their, or I take some note what they say about the eruption. I will give you later. This one. The farmers say, I'm never scared to Bromo eruption because I always believe that this is just temporary. Bromo eruption always benefit us. We believe that Bromo always give us what we need to live here. And the focus group discussion member that I did with Dukun, with the farmer, and with the worker in the tourism site, they say that when Bromo erupt, it means our ancestors inside Bromo are active. We should welcome their activity, let them to do their activity, and we should stay back and relax. It's really good adaptation to them. They not push themselves to out when Bromo erupt, but they just relax at their homes and waiting the eruption is over. And the villagers say, we, Tengger people, are reminded by this eruption that we are one of community. We must help each other. This eruption makes the bond between us become stronger. So in our daily life, sometimes when we are in happy mood, good conditions, sometimes we forget, we forget our family. But when we have not a good situation, do not have money, we remind, we still we remember our family. That is why the villager of Bromo say that this eruption is like reminder for us that we are one community. We should help each other. So when first eruptions is seen by the negative, but in another side, now we can see that eruption become a positive side with the different angles. So this is how the local people see these situations. Another side within the Bromo is about economic benefits. In the first or in the third slide, I showed to you that there is about the impact of eruptions. But another benefits that Bromo give to Tenggeri's people is in my pictures. The agriculture productivity, the beautiful view of the mountains, and a good place to agricultural activity, not only vegetables, but also another plant. This is the economic benefits. So this is how I try to share to you the two sides of the tourism destination that have dangerous threat, but also have another benefit. So in the section 3, from this field survey, so I did this survey maybe 1 year, because more, I think, because I'm not only doing in the social, but I also take a lot of soil sample to prove the distributions of the Bromo eruption and that time. So it need time actually. From this field survey, and then I try to have correlation between humans or people with the volcano, how their interactions. In the model developments, I brings the current concept of what I think at that time. The model developments from the classic dualistic, usually this one, physicals and society is really spirited at that time. This is the classic dualistics. But now in the current approach, the physical situations and the community have the links, the current approach here. But in my UFO models, the physicals and the socials is become like this. Why? Because this is not only physical and social interact each other, but within the interaction, there is axis of the phenomena. It's called Bromo. So when you want to develop some things, for example, you want to develop tourism in your country, you should really understand how they interact, how the physicals, how the socials, and then how the phenomenon itself exists between the interactions. So this is in the basics how I developed this model from a dualistic toward an integrative approach. Then this is grow up into 3 perspectives. Coming from the field survey and data analysis, I bring 3 perspectives here. First, it's about systems, how the interaction. Second, it's about the effects. And the third is about value. How these 3 perspectives can be transferred into interactions. Then I try to transfer it into 3 dichotomies. And this is become my UFO model dichotomies. To the systems, there is 2 systems, socials or natural systems. As I explained to you, or I showed to you, that Bromo have interact to natural system, but also Bromo have interact in the social system as well. Second one is about the effect. When you say that eruptions have a bad effect, so it means you said it in the direct version. But if you say in the indirect version, you can say that the eruption give the fertile soil. For example, the eruption give the tourism destinations attractions. So that's why I separated within direct and indirect, because usually if you study the disaster, it always direct expression. Oh, the eruption is dangerous. Yes, it is right. But there is any indirect effect from the eruptions. What is the direct and indirect? Then we come to the value of the dichotomies, or value of the perspective. It's become positive and it can be negative. So I really, when you understand about yin and yang, there is any black and white. So I introduce this, that the eruptions have social and naturals. This eruption have direct and indirect, and the eruption have negative and positive. This is how I develop the model. Then I come to these process categories. So from three perspective, three dichotomies, and this is how I come to this table with 8 categories. It can be PDS, PDN, PIS, PIN, NDS, NDN, NIS, and NIN. So when you have, or when you observe a disastrous condition within your country, within the table, this table you can use from the survey actually. You can just, I will give you some like example later. Yeah, you can just put the table in this the survey, and you doing or bringing this table to the fields. Yeah, and you doing some survey in the physical and also in the social contact, and you just note what is the process, and the process can be PDS, PDN, or PIS. Yeah. After that, you calculate. So when you want to develop the tourism destinations, that it can be sustainable, of course, then you still consider this table. You can consider this table that, oh, there is a lot of positive in this area, even it's direct or indirect. Oh no, we cannot develop the sustainable development. Why? Because there is a lot of negative comparing with positive. So that is how we use this one. Now we try to apply this model. Okay. First, I bring you to Bromo, and now I try to bring you to Central Java. Bromo is Java, and now I will bring you to Central Java, Morapi, Yogyakarta. If you never heard about this city, Yogyakarta, Malang, Bali, yeah, this destination, popular destination place in Indonesia. So I bring this to Mount Morapi. This is Mount Morapi. This is the history of Morapi. I just want to show you that the Morapi since 768 is erupted until now. We still have always is 34 is in the past years ago is also erupted. Until now, it's still active. Okay, this is the history. Students, when you doing the research, please, data is really important. Don't just show some words or some sentence, but try to show the data. What I did like this, I have the data and I show it to you. This is what the data can be explained more. And this is the eruption from 1886, 1872, 972, 7, and yeah, we have a lot of eruption actually in Morapi. This is how the figures come out. And this is in Morapi Volcano. I did research on in Harjo, Klakaharta, Kodimau, Jumoyo, Dan village. So I did the research in this village to apply the models. Now I did the research on physical and social survey. I did some interview with a lot of people, local people, local governments, and I come up to this result. Surveying volcanic process with the UFO models. There is any 4 parts actually: the systems, subsystems, the process, and the 8 categories that you should cross it. First, you should know about the system. It consists of 2 systems, intangibles and tangibles, material world and immaterial world. Because if you doing survey in the volcanic area, which is cultural background is really dominated, so it's mean you not only talking about the material world, but you should also discussing about the immaterial world. For example, in Morapi, we have the process of material world is PDC. PDC called pyroclastic density currents. We have also lava flow in Morapi. We have rain-triggered lahar in Morapi. And we have volcanic ash and gas emission in Morapi in the process. So within this 1, 2, 3, 4 process, now we can put it in these categories. PDC belongs to PIS, PIN, NDS, NDN, and NIS. Yeah, lava flow is only belong to PIS. Lava flow is positive, but is indirect to society. But this is negative direct to naturals. Why? Because lava flow is destructs everything. But why lava flow is have positive indirect in society? Because when lava flow is come out, this is negative from society to society. But after that, it's become the mining source for society. So it become peace, positive indirect on society. So then after we can figure out all the material world, please also bring the immaterial world. For example, belief, rituals, and customs, and environmental stewardship. You can put it within this table. Then you have comprehensive analysis situations within your study area. It's up to you. Do you want to use this research to develop tourism or anything? Or if you disaster manager, you want to have some disaster management program resulting this table, that's okay as well. So examples, lahar or rain-triggered lahar have this model category. And the end, negative direct effect on natural, because effect on vegetation, lahar is destruct everything. And also negative direct effect on society, because infrastructural damage. Negative indirect to society as well, because of what? Because this is impacted on the inability to cultivate their land and loss of livelihood from agriculture. During this eruption period, people cannot doing agricultural activity. But in another hand, with this model, once again, we can figure out another process. Lahar can also be PIN, positive indirect effect. Why? Because it affects to natural environment, in particular in the set of fertile soil. And it can be peace, it can be mining activity, a new tourism development, and it can be niche or nin. Due to the lahar deposit, mining activity infrastructures become damaged by the heavy loss of hundreds of trucks daily, and also adjacent plantations and fields suffer from the dust. This make a particular indirect effect, but society and natural resources. So with these models, yeah, we can really have a comprehensive interactions perception, interaction interpretation within human and also the volcano. I will stop here because I'm sure that you come bored with my explanations. I have in the video what I explained to you. I hope this can be yeah, have some survey of this one. Which one? Yeah. Okay, just wait a second. And I will share to you. Do you already see my screens? Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. This is the situation when this Bromo erupted at that time. Just hear about the background. This is the eruptions activity at that time. This is how in the end of the section, then you will see people are pray. This one, see? This one, people are praying here. And this is relief transfer among the Tengris at the time, that people from the one village to another village.
I'm sorry, Pak Syamsul. Pak Syamsul. Yeah, seems like the video is not moving.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's freezing in some part.
Okay. How about this? This one?
No, still freezing.
Still freezing. Okay. What happened? Maybe the Zoom is not really in here. I will try. Oh, because the format is. Yes, I forget not to convert before. So, how about this? Can you see now?
Yes, it's fine.
Okay. So this is how amazing the people from one village to another village giving some relief to people living in the village that impacted by the eruption at that time. And this is another video from Morapi, that Morapi have some monitoring programs called BPPTK in Yogyakarta. They have really good observation tools. Yeah. So this it is some effort how we can sustain to develop some tourisms with the good observation tools. And this is the mining activity. What I said to you, it can be the negative at that time, but after that it can be positive impact. Yeah, it can be positive impact. Yeah, and this one, I just erase the voice. Why? Because it's really loud at that time. Yeah, and the material is really huge. I mean, and Merapi erupts at 2010, but until now, actually not now, but yeah, 2019. Yeah, I still find that the miner can, and this is another livelihood appear, yeah, related to the rocks produced from this one. And this is motor trail rental in Morapi from the tourism sports activity in Morapi. I take this video at the time. So it's become new activity after the eruptions, actually. Yeah, if you going or doing leisure time in information center, tourism international center, they develop this one. And walking, hiking, and trekking in Merapi is also another activity that now a lot of people do that when they visit Merapi in Yogyakarta. So this is how I try to bring you to the study area. So this one. So I will continue my presentations. Okay. So this is Lahar case study in Morapi. Around 500 trucks, 507 meter cubic per day. It's amazing, 500 trucks with it 5 until 7 meter cubic truck per day. Mining activity in the Morapi after the eruption. So it really positive impact at that time. And this is me in the motorcycles. Another livelihood, new livelihood. For example, truck washings, and then chip, and then building materials. We call batu bata in Indonesia. Maybe some to building. Yeah? This is the new livelihood appear after the eruptions. I'm not satisfying. Then I try to apply the model in Cloud Volcano. In Mount Cloud, I applied this model as well. This is the Cloud administration borders. Yeah, this is in East Java. If you want to visit this one. Again, I show you the data again about how the volcanic eruption activity data in the study area, about how the cloud documentation and impact of cloud eruption from 1901 until 2014 is the really big eruptions that we have from cloud. And this is how the process of cloud. Compost crater in 1901 and compost dome in 2007, but then again compost crater in 2014. This is the data about the eruptions, and this is the data about the impact. Then I did the research on physical sites. I take all the sample of the materials to make the mapping distributions. I check in the laboratoriums about the soil and also about the rocks and mineral at that time. Then I measures all the soils that affected by the eruptions. Then another impact not only about the eruption, but also landslide is engaged in the area. So I did also the survey on the landslide. I make some, this is the laboratory sections, what I have did regarding the material from cloth. And I map everything about the elevations, about the rainfall, and everything with correlated to the disaster activity in cloth. Another things, I also did some social survey. I find that cloth is not only disasters area, but also cloth known as tourism. For example, we have the plantations potential, kampung nanas. We have plantation tourisms, orchid or anggrek in Indonesia. And also we have sand mining as categories of positive impact of cloth at the time. So, and this is the also 500 truck per day in cloth. This is me and my wife visit cloth with the students in the field work. So it's in my subject in geography disaster course. We teach, but also we enjoy the natures. We enjoy visiting cloth at that time. So it's mean disasters and tourism is really linked. And this is surveying process in cloth is really different with Morapi and Bromo because cloth also have different process. Yeah. And this is the same, then you can put in your origin country. And another things is I applied this model again in Mount Agung in Bali, because I have a perception that different cultures, different type of eruption, it will be have different interaction between human and the volcano. So this is Mount Agung, Karangasem, Bali. Please come to Bali and you will get this kind of the pictures of Gunung Agung or Mount Agung. This is Mount Agung's eruption profiles, how they recorded from 180 X, we have the eruption events, and then also we have another years of the eruptions. This is I make some survey of place that I did my field survey. Against I did calculating and identified all the materials in the soil and also and the eruptions impact there at that time. And I make some analysis to based on my data. Another against I visit this Gunung Agung's. I did this with one of the professor in Faculty of Social Science. He will also give a lecture to you, Prof. Sumarmi, at that time. I went with her and with our PhD students visit Gunung Agung to apply this model. At that time, we did some interview with the head of the village, with the local community there. And we have also did some focus group discussions. And again, we not only find the bad effect of the eruption, but we also find the positive impact of Mount Agung eruptions. We have sand minings and also this kind of the flowers. It's really beautiful when you visit Gunung Agung. Another, I applied again in Mount Ijens. It's really beautiful as well. In Mount Ijens, this is the Ijen profiles, also the volcanic data eruptions history there, and then this is the area. This and this is again. I did all the materials investigations, taking the soil sample, measuring the mineral, and doing in the laboratory. So this is what I have did with my team to apply this model. And another analysis to perform the geographic information system in all analysis and data analysis. And Ijen is also have positive impact, climbing tour, travel volcanic crater lakes, host one of the last remaining active sulfur mine in the world. Yeah. So if you will go to Ijen, you will see the beautiful attraction called what this mean? A blue fire. Yeah, blue fire from the mountains. This is in Ijen, you can see it. So this is my case specific analysis during my survey in 5 volcanoes in Indonesia. Bromo, an in-depth understanding of the spiritual and cultural connection of the Negeri with Mount Bromo is the single most powerful outcome of the analysis. And about Morapi, Kelut, Ijen, and Agung, the integration of surrounding industry with local communities has potential to leverage positive effects. So this is the case-specific benefit from the survey. And how about interactions with the tourism activity? For example, positive impact must be set in value and must be considered in a cost-benefit analysis. Maybe when you study about economic in tourism study program, you should also learn about the cost-benefit analysis. And it's also applied in disaster risk management decision-making. First, for example, the mining industry must first be considered in a cost-benefit analysis. Positive outcomes should be linked back to the mitigation of negative outcomes. That means mechanisms have to be developed by which positive effect become involved in the building of the resilience and support the disaster recovery. This is the key if you want to develop some things in the disaster-prone area that can be sustainable. You should have some link between positive and negative. For example, toll roads and available digger and trucks are one examples. Second one, growing tourist industry could be considered in the same way. Instead of the only benefiting those who are directly involved, a tourist tax utilized for recovery and resilience program could be leveraged to benefit entire community. This is the simple examples. When you come to the tourism destination, you should pay some to enter, right? I'm not sure that this money or this value is taking to the disasters program. Maybe they usually take it to develop the facility of tourism, yeah, to pay the worker, yeah. But when the disaster hit this area, if there is no money to recovery, so it will be need time when it should be wait the government relief. But if the area already set up and already have some deposit to recovery and to resilience the program, so when disaster hit the area, then you can recover in the fast. Do not need to wait the central government to help you, and then you can run your tourism activity as soon as possible after the disasters occurrences. So now when the various effect, positive and negative one, become integrated to produce the most possible benefit to community in exposed to volcanic hazard, the net effect could be significantly pushed to be positive. The first prerequisite for this, however, is an awareness and accounting of direct and indirect positive effect. So this is how I set this into cost benefit analysis. It is really important to students to learn about this one. And how the UFO model can enhance the sustainable tourism development. First, while so far seen as hazard only, it become possible now to describe a particular process effect in a particular context as negative or positive. So it means when your destination, tourism destination, is categorized as disaster-prone area, now within this model, it can be seen not only bad effect, but also can see at positive. You can calculate both of them, and you can have the result which one is bigger and which one is less. Second is process of the human volcano system, which do not have direct physical expression, but are of socio-cultural reference, can be accounted for within the model. And the last one is related to the disaster management. The greater degree of difference of volcanic process and their effect has significant repercussion on the way volcanic risk must be perceived. This is how you can sustain your program in tourism destination with engage with disasters serious threat. And I want to close my presentation today with this risk concept. If we talk about risks, the conventional perception is either nothing or bad thing happens. That is risk. So that's why you sometimes do not want to have a risk. But in this research, I offer the open risk. Why it is open? Because risk is open. It's like a roulette, you know. Good or bad things can happen. If someone want to take the high risk, maybe the bad thing can be happen, but maybe the good thing also can be happen. Yeah, this is how I, in my research, offer the open risk concept. So if you want to readings all the materials, I already published all the paper. For example, Bromo volcano area and human I presence in Austria, and there is a lot of journal that I already produced from this research. Thank you very much. And this is my team actually. In the Bromo area, I have these four guys. Yeah, now before all this is my master student, my master student in Gajah Mada, Mas Erwin, Mbak Puspita, Mas Marshall, and also Mbak Evi. But now, recently, they are also my PhD student. Mbak Puspita is also my PhD student, already graduated. And the right is my bachelor students supervised under my supervisings in my research area. So thank you very much. It's really happy to have you to hear my presentation today. If you any questions are welcome. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, do you still there?
Yes, Pak Samsul, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Pak Samsul. It is azan right now in Malang. Should we wait for a few seconds?
Yes, please.
After the azan finish. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, it's done. I'm sorry, Pak Syamsul.
No, it's good to have Azan. Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Syamsul have already delivered the material about today's course. Maybe any of the participants would like to have just a light discussion with Mr. Syamsul Bahri. You can ask some question or give some of your thoughts through the chat box, or maybe you can also raise your hand so we can have a more talk active discussion.
Or maybe you want to share about the activity in your country. It's really important. The sharing is not only from the speaker, but also from the participants, because this is sharing. So it means you can share as well. Yes.
Yes, any some similar condition with Indonesia? I acknowledge we have a participant from Malaysia and Fiji as well, and also from Europe. No volcano in Malaysia.
Yes, of course.
Yes, no volcano in Malaysia.
Philippines is a lot of volcanoes.
Yes, Philippines also has a lot of volcanoes. Any participant from the Philippines?
Yeah, there are a lot, I think. Maybe not only about the disaster site, but maybe if most of the students are in the tourism study program, right? So maybe you have another point of view regarding my presentation, then you can share. So no problems.
Yeah, don't worry. Just share anything. Since Mr. Syamsul Bahri is here right now because he is a super busy man.
Yeah.
Or maybe participants from Indonesia also. You can share about your tourism or any natural disaster that have happened in the few past time in your area or in your island.
You know, yeah. Recently, a lot of country make the disaster as tourism destination, right? I mean, not only Indonesia, but a lot of country. For example, in Japan, if you know about the Sendai tsunami in 2011, it is really well known. Now, the place, particular school who affected by the tsunami at that time as the tourism destination. So people come to Sendai, to Japan, to see that place. So it means there is another point of view from the disaster. From the disaster came a tourism destination. Maybe this is another impact, yeah, another impact. So maybe you can share about that one. Or maybe if you, I don't know. Please.
Oh, there's Mr. Enci Ahmad from UniKL. Natural disaster is one part. Modern days, more on improper land used for development. Okay, Mr. Enci Ahmad, would you please share something with us? Can you unmute your microphone?
Yes, MC and also Dr. Syamsul.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with what Dr. Syamsul just mentioned just now. A part of the natural disaster, the tsunami that happened previously. In Malaysia also, we experienced the same thing. The local community adapt with the post-disaster. They change the condition of post-tsunami to become one of the tourism destination attraction. Yes, what I just text in the chat box just now. Yes, we're talking about the natural disaster that related with the tourism destination, as been discussed by Dr. Syamsul regarding the volcano activities. Okay, and then what I just mentioned is the development, the improper land use of developer. that give impact to the tourism destination. What happened recently, we can see the flooding, the erosion. So the important role by the tourism, I mean, for those who have a brief knowledge with tourism, to involve with the tourism development and planning prior or execute any kind of development at the tour destination, because improper land use will destroy the natural habitat and also the environment as well. So that's why recently everyone, all the stakeholders, really concerned to the sustainable development and sustainable tourism activities. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you very much, Ente, Mas Ente. Kalau we call Mas Ente or Brother Ente, what do you call in Malaysia? Mas.
Yes, Mas Fahmi.
Oh, Mas Fahmi.
Oh, Mas Fahmi. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Mas Fahmi. Yeah, it's really agree with you as well that yeah, it's really interesting, you know, if we talking about the sustainability, because when we talking about sustainability in every aspect, yeah, in every aspect, not only with the disaster, yeah, with not only with the disaster, but every aspect should be engaged, yeah, even it's natural or in social, and should be engaged. And I do agree with Mas Fahmi statement or sharings just a moment. Okay, so thank you. And then I have in chat Mas Fahmi and then Dr.
Sharina Osman.
Disaster would probably not from natural environment, but also man-made disaster. Yes, yes, really, yes. Because in Indonesia, we also have, right, the man-made disasters because of the improper managing the natural, and then it can be the disaster in Java. We also have this one, but initially it become the disaster, but now it's also become the tourism destination as well in East Java. Yes, thank you. So another maybe.
Yes, another participant
Another
from Malaysia. Malaysia done. Philippines or
Fiji.
Europe, Fiji.
From Fiji, because after my session, we have also a speaker from Fiji University. So maybe you should know him, Dr. Raffines. Where is the student from Dr. Raffines?
Or maybe from Vietnam.
We have from Vietnam as well. We have a lot of SMCM. Can be representation from SMCM. SMCM. What is maybe Miss Jenny?
SMCM is from Philippines.
Philippines, right? Yeah. Just Indonesia, motor man-made disasters. Yes, Dr. Sarina, we have the regulations. It is, yeah, we have regulations number 14 in 2007. Starting 2007, we have the regulation on monitor even man-made or natural disasters. Yes. We have the regulations. Okay, not only creating the tourism destination, but sometimes the tourism destination can also be as educational properties. I mean, educational tools. Yeah. As I said to you that I have visited of one of the schools. I will share to you the video for examples. I mean, but I'm not really good YouTuber, this one.
Konnichiwa, saat ini saya sedang berada di Arahama Elementary School di Sendai, di mana bangunan ini merupakan sekolah yang terdampak hebat tsunami tahun 2011 yang terjadi di Jepang. Mari kita akan belajar bersama lesson apa yang kita bisa pelajari live dari Sendai, Jepang.
This is I will another video. Seconds. This is what inside in the school that I have visited last time. How after the disaster happened, then the place can be tourism destination, but also within this place also be education transformation knowledge of the disaster.
Jadi ini maket dimana yang bisa menggambarkan kondisi, lokasi di mana tsunami terjadi pada waktu itu. Nah, pada waktu itu masih banyak rumah ya yang ada di wilayah ini, tapi saat ini rumah-rumah tersebut tidak boleh dihuni, ya dikosongkan karena masuk terhadap zona yang berbahaya.
Okay, this was just an example. What is inside in the building which is become tourism destination. So people can visit the place of the disaster, but also people can learn what happened in that place and that disaster period. So this is give an idea for all of you when you want to develop the tourism destination place in your country. This is for an example from Japan. So Miss Henny, please. Yeah, maybe.
Yes, thank you, Pak Samsul. Yeah, everyone, as you know, Pak Samsul is my lecturer at when I bachelor degree, and I until now he still my lecturer. Pak Samsul, your presentation is very good, I think, and your research is also, I think, it's rarely research. I think it is most common research how we see the positive impact from this disaster. But I want to ask you, have you did the negative impact? If we compare between negative and also positive impact, how the impact of the disaster, is it still have higher positive impact, or how, based on your research? Thank you.
Yes, it's depend on the type of the disaster actually. That's why my model now is still in the volcanic area, because when we talk to tsunami, we talk to the flood, it can be different. Regarding the result from this model in the volcanic area, we have result on, yes, the negative impact is there, but the positive aspect is also there. And the question is, did you compare it? Which one? And what about negative? When we have the calculation in the short period with the cost-benefit analysis, of course, it will have the curve bigger in the negative impact. But when you calculate in the long terms with the cost-benefit analysis, it can be, balanced actually. When you more capitalize the positive impact, it can be, the positive can be close the gap in the negative impact. So it's mean the sustainability can running well. For example, this is the area, and this is the volcano eruption. The volcano erupt, hit this area, it is collapse. You know, it's really disasters. But this area is already ready, ready with the supporting material before from the positive impact. So when it is collapsed, so it can be wake up faster. So it call it resilience in the disaster theory. If the resilience can support by capitalizing the positive impact in the good way, so the sustainability and the livings with the disasters can be happen, and it called sustainable. That is my answer. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Pak Samsul. May I ask you once more, Pak Samsul, because I'm really interested with your research. Based on your presentation, you already did some of the research in some of the mountains, such as Kelut, Bromo, Agung, and also Ijen, right? Is there any different research, or all of the mountain is the same, that mostly have a positive impact, or there is some of different result based on your research?
Okay, thank you. Yes, there is a different result. For example, in Bromo, the cultural background is really strong. You know, the Tongolese community, the Tongolese engagement, each other is really strong. So that is why Bromo is really potential to develop the cultural tourism's development and within the volcano itself. But when you go to Morapi or Ijen, there is less, what we call Morapi people. No, right? But from Bromo people, we have Tenggeris. So the bonds of these cultures is the one of the different result that I have. Yeah, so, but the same result is they have negative, but they also have positive. This is the same result or similar result between all these volcanoes. Yes. Thank you, Mbak. Yeah.
Enough for me.
And this is also from Dr. Sarina. We also have a few areas affected by tsunami, such as Penang and predictions, but unfortunately, we did not capitalize on the disaster event as tourism project. So, yeah, maybe after this, you can do the research on that, calculating about the tourism's planning. So it can be some input to the government, Dr. Sarina. And then from Rian Hibaya, the positive impact would be help the affected local community from the effect of the disaster to give them the livelihood. Hence, there will be an influx of tourism thesis because of the human curiosity. Yes, you're right. I really agree with you. Thank you, Mr. Ryan Habaya.
Yes, Ryan Habaya from Philippines. Okay, anyone else want to share some thoughts or experience? I recognize we also have another participant from a different part of Indonesia, from Sulawesi, Sumatra, Bali, or Kalimantan. No, or maybe the participants already hungry. It's because it's it's a past lunch time in Japan, yeah.
No. I mean, not the participant, but me is hungry.
Yeah. Oh, Adika Mumu is raising hand, Pak Syamsul. Mr. Adika Mumu,
yes,
are you able? Okay.
Yes. Could you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah, not really clear actually, but yes.
Okay. So what about this?
Yes, this is good then.
Okay. So thank you for this opportunity. I want to ask you, Mr. Syamsul Bahri, for about, I'm really excited and interested about a natural disaster. Actually, I'm Adi from Manado Tourism Institute. And yes, and then, so as we know, we are Indonesia and some countries in the Ring of Fire area. So many natural disasters around us, such as like flood, earthquakes, tsunami also, and then like volcanoes. So what we should be done? My question is what we should be done to minimize the potential for natural disasters in Indonesia, because we know that Indonesia is very large and so many natural disasters are us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mas Adi. It's nice to have you from Komodo. Hi, participants, if you want to see the beautiful place of Indonesia, please come to Komodo Islands with Mas Adi. Yeah,
But sorry, I'm from Manado, actually.
Manado.
Manado,
sorry.
yes.
Manado is also really beautiful. We visit Manado as well.
Oh yeah, Bunaken National Park and also Lembe Islands.
Yes, please participants, all participants, you should go to Manado, yeah, to see beautiful place. Mas Adi, regarding your questions, what we have done or what the government have did to facing these disasters, a lot of programs already did by our government. For example, we have the framework of managing the disaster from disaster management and now shift to disaster risk management. What is that means? This means before we are focusing in the relief phase, or in Indonesia, we talk about the disaster tanggap darurat phase or stage, but now we moving forward to anticipate, not only with the relief stage, but we try to educate people, with preparedness, with mitigations, and another programs with called disaster risk reduction, DRR actually. So we really realize with our conditions, so that's why the government moved to this framework. This is actually adopted from DRR from Sunday framework in 2015, and we already adopted. Another effort from our government, we built BNPB, Mas Adi. BNPB in 2010. Following the BNPB in national level, then the government in local area, they built BPPD. So it is kind of the agency in the disaster management in the local area. So applied the right framework, having a good administration regulation, starting from BNPB, BPPD. So this, if mixed or working in a good way, and I'm sure that Indonesia can be surviving from the disaster and can be sustained on the program. I think Indonesia is really good movement in the disaster area. President Jokowi is already have a speak in COP26 in Glasgow, I think yesterday or today, and we have really good progress. For example, in the reduce the degradation, land degradation, forest fire, we really have a good progress on that. That is the President Jokowi speaks in the COP26 today, and really appreciate on that effort. That's my Adi, my answer regarding your questions. Yep. You're welcome.
We have some participants already wrote in the chat box, Pak Syamsul.
Yes.
We have Mr. Mendoza. As I observe, countries near and part of the Ring Fire has a lot of tourist destination and rich in tourism opportunities. Mr.
Yes.
Mendoza, are you available to unmute your mic and have a little discussion with us? It is very interesting since you come from Philippines, right?
Yes, Philippines.
Hi po. Good afternoon. Good morning.
Hi,
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Yes. Can you?
As I observe po, countries near and part of the Ring of Fire has a lot of opportunities and tourist destinations, which is I think it brings a beautiful disaster, which brings the countries, each countries and nations a uniqueness and what you call this opportunities to their locals and their culture.
Yeah. Okay. So it is enough, Miss Mendoza, or you want to add?
Yes po.
Yes, I really agree with your sharing that a lot of countries crossing by Ring of Fire have tourism opportunities. Yes. Why? Because first, regarding the landscape situations, when you have mountains, so it means at least you have beautiful view, right? And the mountains usually have a group of community that really unique and really interesting to see them as to learn from them. Yeah, that is also one opportunity inside in fact of the physical but also the social environments. What we should do is how to manage the disasters and how to manage the potential. So that's why I create this model to give researcher some tools to calculate, to doing survey. Then they can decide what kind of the program they should develop, yeah, with their own purpose. For example, if you want to develop tourism, so it's mean you can capitalize the positive one and you can manage the negative one, so that can be sustainable. So thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, and then from Lee Gianni Vera, disaster not only affect the people and the society negatively as we always think of, but also positive that create new opening as possible for the mind and protect toward a certain scenario. Yes, you are my mind. You are my man. Kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia, in Indonesia, ya aku apa ya, dalam bahasa Indonesia you are my man itu apa ya? Aku bocahmu dalam bahasa Jawa. Yes, I really agree, Mbak Leah, Miss Leah Jean Nevera. Yes. Yes.
Another question or discussion from the participants? We have around just a few minutes left before we take a break.
2 hours with me. So really. Usually 2 speakers in this section.
And now you are the main speaker, the main hero for this course. And we also talk about a disaster management.
And next we have Dr. Raffines, like only one.
Yeah, Mr. Rohit for the next session. All right, if you don't have more question, I think we can wrap this course up for today. Thank you so much, Pak Samsul Bahri, PhD, for the course. Hopefully, after following the session, the participants can understand the interaction between humans and the environment in the tourism region, introduce the new concept of open risk, and develop disaster risk management in the tourism region. If the participants have further questions, do not hesitate to contact Mr. Syamsul Bahri through an email, and it is written in the handbook of the summer course. Once again, thank you so much.
Can I say something? Yes. Can I say some things? Yes. Recently, I appointed as head of master and doctoral program in geography education in UM. And if you want to continue your study in master or in doctoral degree in geography educations, you can register in our study program. Usually each year we have scholarship from Indonesia government, called KNB, Negara Berkembang. One of the student, for example, Ram is here or not? Ram, this is the student from Tanzania who pursue the master degree in our study program. So if you want to continue your study in master and doctoral degree, please free to contact me. So thank you very much, Mbak Pravinda.
If 2 hours is not enough, you can contact Pak Samsul. And if you study in Malang, in Universitas Indonesia, Universitas Negeri Malang, I mean, hopefully you can have Pak Samsul as one of your lecturer. So thank you so much, Pak Samsul. You can have a lunch break after this. But for the participants, do not go anywhere. We will have a lunch together. So not only for Pak Samsul, okay? We will guide you to a virtual culinary tour. Indonesia is very famous for its diverse culinary. Therefore, we will introduce you to a few traditional cuisine from the East Java region. East Java is very renowned for the taste of its food, which tends to be spicy, salty, and savory. We will introduce you to one of the oldest dishes in East Java, Semanggi Surabaya, Lontong Balap, and Lontong Kupang. I do not want to beat around the bush. Please watch the following video.